Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now that we have learned how to create a database and tables, let us explore how to insert data into the table. Also, please watch till the end. I will be sharing some tips and tricks to insert data easily, which will save your time and effort. Insert command is used to add data into the table. The syntax for the insert statement is insert into table name, column 1, 2, 3, etc. values, value 1, value 2, value 3, etc. So now let us break down the syntax. The syntax starts with the keyword insert into, which informs the MySQL server about the type of activity to be performed. This is a mandatory keyword and it cannot be omitted. Next comes the name of the table on which the insert action has to be performed. This is also a mandatory keyword and it cannot be omitted. Next will be the column names to be inserted along with their corresponding values. Here, if we are inserting data into all the columns as per this table structure, we can omit this. Otherwise, we have to specify the column names we want to insert the data into. Next will be the values clause. In this clause, we have to provide the value for each and every column that we are inserting into the table. The sequence of the values and the sequence of the column names should always be in sync. The number and data type of the columns should be the same as that of the values as well. Now that we have understood the insert into statement, let us see the MySQL insert statement variations. The first one is MySQL inserting single row. Then comes inserting data only in specified columns, followed by inserting data into multiple rows, then inserting data into date column, inserting a table from another table, and finally inserting data into a new table without manually creating it. So now let's begin. We start creating a database and then we will create a table in the database. In our last session, we already saw how to create tables and databases. I have attached the link for that in the description below. Please watch it. So the command to create a database is create database SQL underscore demo. So this will create a database called SQL underscore demo. Now let us see the database. So in order to access database, we use the keyword use SQL underscore demo. So with the keyword use, we will be accessing the database SQL underscore demo. Now let us create the table employees. Let us check the table we recently created. In order to check the table and its structure, we use the describe or disk command. So this will access the employees table within the SQL underscore demo database. So below is the structure of the employees table. Empnum, it holds integer values for the employee number. Last name, it holds varchar values for the last name of the employee. First name, it holds varchar value for the first name of the employee, followed by email, which holds varchar values for the email ID of the employee. And then we have department num, which holds varchar for department ID that an employee belongs to. And then finally we have the salary, which holds decimal values of the salary for each employee. Now let us see how we can use this MySQL insert statement variations to insert data into the table using each MySQL insert statement variations. The first one is MySQL insert a single row. In order to insert a row into a table, there are two ways. First, we will have a look at a scenario where we have specified both the column names and the values to be inserted using the insert into keyword. Here, we will try to insert a new employee. We will add the employee number, first name, last name, along with email ID, salary, and department ID. So the insert into statement is as follows. We can see that the insert statement has executed successfully and inserted one row into the employees table. The output statement below shows the time at which the MySQL statement that was executed and the number of rows that were affected. Please note here that the value for each column is mentioned in the same order as that of the column names. Also observe that the column with the data type of integer or decimal is not enclosed within inverted commas. However, the column type with varchar or char data type have been enclosed with the inverted commas. In order to verify the output of this insert statement, Let us execute the select statement on this table with employee num as 1012. So let us execute the statement. We can see that a record has been inserted with the emp num 1012, last name as Luther, first name as Martin, department as 3, salary 13,000, and email as ml@gmail.com. Now let us look at the second method to insert a row into a table. Here we don't specify the column names to be inserted. It means we will be inserting values into all the columns. Also note the sequence of values should be the sequence of the column names in the table. So here is the insert statement. If you could see here in the first statement, the sequence of values was the sequence of column names we had specified, whereas in the second statement, the sequence of values is a sequence of column names as per the table structure. Now let us verify the results. We can see a new record has been inserted as expected. So this way we can insert a record without specifying the column names in the table. Now let us look at the second variation of insert statement, inserting data only in specified columns. Here we will be inserting data into a table, but by inserting records only in the required columns and not in all the columns. However, please note that we cannot omit the key columns in this scenario. In the case of our employees table, the key column is emp num. We already saw a part of this earlier, so let us try this out. For example, we will be inserting a new record in the employees table with data on emp num, last name, and first name. We will not assign any email ID, department, or salary for this employee. So the insert statement for the same is as below. Let us execute this insert statement and see. So we can see that the insert statement has executed successfully and inserted one row into the employees table. Please note that in order to insert only the selected columns, the columns that we skipped should either be declared null or should have some default value which would be populated in case that column is skipped. If this condition is not satisfied, then the insert statement would fail. Let us verify the execution of the above insert statement by executing a select statement for emp num is equal to 1014. The next insert variation is MySQL insert multiple rows. Here we will go through a scenario where we will have to insert multiple rows into the table with the same insert statement. For example, in this case, we need to mention the column names only once, but we can keep repeating the values for those columns as many times as required. So this is the insert statement. Let us execute this insert statement and see. The execution of the statement was successful. Do observe the message part which states that 3 rows were affected, which means that this single insert statement inserted 3 records with the execution of this insert statement. Let us verify the output of our insert statement by executing the select statement for employee IDs 1016, 1015, and 1017. We can see that 3 new records has been inserted into the table. The fourth variation is inserting date column into a table. Let us go through the scenario where we have to insert values to a date column. For example, inserting values to the date column could be tricky. Let us alter the table first. So the command is alter table, table name, add. We will add a column start date. Its data type is date and the default value is 00010101. Let us describe the table to see its structure. So here we can see we have added a new date column, start date with data type as date and has a default value as 00010101. This implies that all the existing records in the employees table will have the start date with date updated as 00010101. Now let us insert 2 new employee records, one with current date and other with a particular date. The insert statement for that is like this. We have used the feature of inserting multiple rows in the table as explained in the previous section. So we will be using the same functionality here. Let us execute the statement. First record was inserted with current date function. This function returns the current system date. The second record was inserted with a particular date in the YYMMDD format. Now let us verify the output of our insert statement with a statement for employee number 1018 and 1019. We can see that two new employees has been added to the employees table with employee number 1018 and 1019 with the start date as current date and the particular date which we have mentioned. Now let us move to the next variation of insert statement. Insert into a table from another table. So in this scenario, we have to insert data into a new table from an existing table. For example, consider a scenario where we have to periodically move data from our existing table to a historic table or archive table. In order to achieve this, let me create a new table, employee history. Our task is to move data from the employees table to the employee history table. So the create statement is as follows. Create table employee history like employee. If you could see here, we have used a command like. It means it will create a table similar to employees. We don't have to manually mention the column name and its data type like the way we created the employees table. It will take the existing structure of employees table and will create a similar table. Let us verify the output of the above query by executing a simple describe statement on the new table which will give us the table structure of the new table. So we can see the structure of employees and employee history are same. Now let us load data into the new table from employees table. So the insert statement is as follows. Let us execute this command. The insertion of the data in the new table from the existing table was successful. Please observe the message column in the output tab. It says 7 rows affected. This implies that all the 7 rows in the existing employees table were copied to the newly created employees history table. Next, we will verify the output of our insert statement with a select statement on the employees history table. We can see all the rows were copied from the employees table into the employees history table. Now let us see how to insert data into a new table without manually creating it. Suppose we want to create a backup table from employees. We can create the table as follows. Create table backup underscore employee as select star from demo employees. We can specify the column names as well. When we specify the column names, it will create a table which has only the specified column names. For example, let us create an employee table for department 3 with column empnum, last name, first name and salary. So our statement will be, so here whatever is the result of the select statement, the table structure would be the same. Let us verify the table. So thanks for watching this video. If you have any queries, do comment. If you like the content, do subscribe my channel for more topics. Also, do let me know what would you like to hear next in the comment section. I will definitely come up with a session. In our next session, we will be covering on how to retrieve the data stored in a table. Till then, goodbye.